filed a TRO with an addendum, and the judge denied it. The addendum states all the facts and by Texas law, family code, Texas rules of civil procedure, and there's no reason not to grant my pleadings. Pleadings means you're begging. You're begging to a higher deity. So you're begging to your God. God doesn't have to answer all your prayers. And you can say, well, there's no reason why God shouldn't answer all my prayers. I did everything according to Texas law, family code, Texas rules of civil procedure. You know what? You can do everything according to the Bible, word for word for word, and you can say there's no reason not to grant my pleadings. Like I said, pleadings is just another way of saying begging to a higher deity. So, or to somebody superior to you, or begging to your mom or your daddy. They don't have to grant you anything. And just because you don't understand why they're not granting it to you, mom or daddy doesn't have to explain it to you if they don't want to. So that's the attitude you can get from the judge. If he says, you know what, I'm not going to give you the findings of facts, I'm not going to give you the conclusions of law, I'm just going to tell you no. Just like mom or daddy would say, look, I don't have to explain why. You know what, I'm just going to tell you no. Because honestly, like I said, I explained 1 billion times to everybody. Appeal is a total waste of time. Like I said, I always tell people, if you Google a man's name, John Wilkinson Jr., he's the head clerk in Alabama down there since 1975. And he basically told me the appeal process is a total sham. So I don't know why you guys keep on insisting on using Texas law, family code, and Texas rules of civil procedure. I have no clue. I mean, how you folks don't realize that if you're not part of their Teamster Union, if you're not part of their bar member association, if you're not a member of their society, and you try to use I even explained that a long time ago to that Dean Clifford. I said to him, why are you using Canadian Constitution, Canadian rules, bench rules, crown? Why are you using these rules? One, you're not licensed to operate under those codes, and that's basically theft of intellectual property. Like Microsoft creates code to have its programs work. Well, these folks are creating code to have their system work. Now, if you're using their codes, if you're trying to engage with their system, and you're not certified or you're not licensed, what do you think happens when you use Microsoft products? You know, you get denied, beyond denied. You know, you might even go to jail using their stuff. So I try to warn everybody, stop. I don't have no idea why you folks keep on insisting on saying, you know what, I'm going to file a TRO. Okay, dude, what's a TRO? Okay, I know it's a temporary restraining order. No. But what I'm saying is, what's a TRO? Could it be a trans robotics organization? It could be anything you wish it to be. So just because you say it's a TRO and you believe they know what you're saying, they don't have to sit there and interpret what you think a TRO means. Like when I write something to somebody, I could say it's a TRR. Now, what am I presuming? And is that the other person on the other side knows what a TRR is? So like I said, if you're not licensed to practice in their society, in their world, and you're trying to do it, it's like try to use somebody asked me that the other day, is a birth certificate worth using to try to pay off debt? I said, hey, do we create those documents? No. They were given to us. Right. Now, we're just the steward of that piece of paper. You know, to me, it's just bond paper. It's beautiful paper. It's got beautiful color, beautiful ink. Now, is it actually worth anything? Is it actually worth money, which is just a medium of exchange between two people of what they feel has value and worth? Now, a birth certificate has absolutely no value to me until I want to, like, say, cross a border, or until I want to get a driver's license. Other than that, I got no use for that birth certificate my whole entire life. So how much is that worth? Not much. So, like I said, unless you created that security instrument, you created that note, you don't know what it's worth. Like I said, what if you find a note on the ground, a Chinese note, a note or a birth certificate on bond paper written in Chinese? Or what if you find a Chinese dollar bill? What if you find like a note from Zaire, and it's got $1 billion on it? How much is that thing worth? It's worth about 5 cents. It depends on what somebody will give you for it. So like I said, this guy just said, last week I filed a TRO with an addendum, and the judge denied it. The addendum stated all the facts by Texas law, family code, and Texas rules. There's no reason to not grant my pleadings. I've also filed a motion for an emergency hearing, which they have not honored. Of course they're not going to honor it because it's not your court. You can't motion them to make an emergency hearing. What the other side can, like say the Department of Human Services out there in Texas, they can do a motion for an emergency hearing. If you don't set the rules of the court, and then you just think you're going to use their rules because you read their big book and you spent 10,000 hours reading their big book and you know their big book better than they know their big book, they don't care. You're still not certified. You're still not licensed. You still don't have to be recognized. If they just choose to ignore you, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And that's why I said, like I did with the folks in Canada, I made it 4 sentences. And the first 2 sentences was just, you required your property to be returned. And then the last 2 sentences was, 1, either pay me to keep my property from me, or 2, I'll forgive you of your debt. I'll forgive you of your wrong if you give me back the property immediately. So the Canada chose to give the people back the property immediately, which was Exhibit A, B, C, and D, which was 4 pictures of 4 children. But that's how I call children, exhibits. Exhibit A, B, C, and D. That's it. Not their names. You don't give the court your children's names. Those are your names that you gave your child, and nobody's got the right to use that. It's your property. You don't have to tell people, hey, what's on my property? What's my property? I don't have to define my property for them. I just say, hey, man, you see these pictures? Yeah, that's my property. Give it back. You seen these 4 items laying around somewhere here in the province? Yeah, I want it back. I want to restore it. And like I said, the judge had to move like lightning, because as soon as that lady, she was only on the stand for a minute or 2, as soon as she said that that person robbed me of my property and I demand the property be returned immediately, he called a recess, because he now was just informed that a crime was committed. And now when he has got informed that a crime was committed, he had a duty and an obligation to see that the wrong is righted. He has to report that he was just informed that a crime was committed. So, like I said, everybody knows that caller with that lady, from Canada, lady Jonathan and Jacinth up there up in New Brunswick. So, like I said, I still don't understand why everybody still tries to do it the legalese way.